Hello, Aquarius, and happy birthday, and welcome to your February 2023 Tarot card and astrology readings. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. So as always, each month we have both a tarot card reading and an astrology reading. And the timestamps for each segment will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. You're welcome to watch for your sun, moon, or rising sign. And if you're here for love, don't forget to check out your Venus sign as well. If you are a subscriber on my website, janeinternational.com, please do not forget to log in to access the comprehensive reading. And if you would like more information on how to join, please see the description box in the comment thread down below for all the info. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for February 2023. So we're going to start, as we do, with a card from my intuitive deck just to open up the channel here. So what does Aquarius need to know today? Okay, well, I'm definitely seeing a lot of swishiness. Okay, there's just a lot. Maybe there are a lot of different areas of your life that are activated. Maybe there are a lot of demands on you right now, professional demands, social demands, romantic demands, family, career, financial, all those things. And you're really trying your best to ensure that everything is taken care of without dropping any balls. I want Aquarius to really find a way, if you can, to put yourselves in a position where a lot of things are like almost mechanical, right? Where you don't have to think about it every day, right? Where you don't have to think about your money because you know it's coming in and you know that the bills are being paid. So you can just continue on bringing in more. You know, I don't want you to have this outstanding issue with your spouse or your partner at home because that, you know, it's going to steal energy. And I want you, like, if you do have an issue with a spouse or you do have a financial hiccup or you do have something going on with a friend or a family member, this is the time for you to really go deep into that issue and address it and do whatever it is you can to either fix it or remove it from your life altogether. Because you have, I see this like almost flame-like energy, also kind of a little bit of a light bulb. I feel that you are perfectly positioned to receive incredible insights and inspirations and epiphanies and all that kind of thing. But if you have a problem with a person or a situation, it is going to really steal the magic of that inspiration. And you're going to need the foundation and the stability of every area, right? You need that financial stability. You need the stability at home. You need it at the workplace. You need it in your physical body, right? You need to make sure that all of these things are working and functioning well to the best that you possibly can. I know other people are involved, but as best as you can, so that when this epiphany or this light bulb officially turns on, you're going to have that stability to leverage so that you can go beyond kind of your known world here and really go and make incredible new things happen. And you need to be available for that. Or I think you would want to be available for that. I mean, you don't need to, you can do whatever you want, but you would want to be. Because what happens when you start putting yourself in that arena is you start playing like the better game, right? You start playing at a higher echelon and you start to notice different aspects of your life, you know, improving. Your bank accounts get better, your relationships get better, your career gets better, your social standing gets better. But if something comes in the form of an opportunity or an idea, but you're still fighting with your spouse or your partner about some dumb thing that happened 2 weeks ago, it's going to be really hard to create space for this new thing because there's so much energy being drained into that other circumstance. So you have to be really careful. Okay, you have to be really careful about really how you are structuring and setting up your life because you want space for something really incredible to happen. I feel like with the sun coming in conjunction with Saturn, if I could talk, that there is this urge to prepare yourself for something much bigger. Okay? So what else does Aquarius need to know? What does the universe need from Aquarius for the month of February? We have the Hermit. All right. There's definitely an energy of being introverted, contemplation, thinking things through, planning, strategizing, analyzing, thinking. Or I do think even though there's a lot of acceleration, a lot of Aquarians are going to experience the acceleration via internal alignment. So having your head and your heart on the same page and knowing more deeply about yourself, that is absolutely going to manifest as acceleration in the external world. The universe needs you to get into a place where you are really good with yourself. You're really good with yourself and you really know what your soul is really saying to you. Okay? So what's in the environment? Now these are the court cards. So who do you need to be aware of in your environment here? We have a Queen of Wands. Now, this could be an Aries, okay? It doesn't have to be an Aries. It really could be any zodiac sign. But this is someone who may have a more Mars quality to them. They are incredibly ambitious. They have great ideas. But more than the good ideas, their success really comes through implementation. This is someone who doesn't know. It's actually a very stark contrast I'm feeling, because this is all about you coming into alignment, getting your head and heart right, where this is more about like, let's just freaking do it. You may need both influences right now. You know, I wouldn't be, just because this is more contemplative doesn't mean you shouldn't still be confronting issues. Like I said, if you have an issue at home, or if you're afraid to look at your bills, you know, like if you're dealing with that kind of thing, you have to confront it. Open the envelopes, look at the bills, open your bank statements online, right? Look at the debt that you have, whatever it is, you have to look at it, bring it into the now, not being in denial of things, and actually like saying, all right, this is where I'm at. That's going to be a big part of you coming into alignment, because it's hard for you to take action if you're avoiding the reality. This is not about delusion. Sun coming into conjunction with Saturn is about what's real and what's in front of you and what's tangible and what you can do with what's tangible. Now, this is someone I think inspirational for you because they do seem to be really aligned. Now, this may be someone you know personally, maybe someone you see online, maybe some famous person, a celebrity, whatever the case. It doesn't matter who this is. What matters is how this person inspires you. Because this person somehow doesn't have to go deep into hermit mode in order to figure out who they are and where they are. At least they're not doing that right now. And you may be perceiving them as being really good at just in the moment, boom, they know. They know what they need to do, they know what they need to say, and they know how to move and act. And they could be really like, I'm starting to learn human design, and I have not learned enough to really talk about it. And now I'm mixing it up in my head. But there's like a specific type. I think it has to do with the spleen. People who just like immediately know in the moment how they need to navigate. And then when they do it immediately, they get out of the situations really fast. They don't have to sit and ponder all the time. Okay. They don't, it's just a different style than you, but I think it's telling you something, and it's trying to teach you, like, you already know The minute something happens, you need to pay attention to that initial response because chances are it's right. Okay? Because for this person, it always proves to be right. Their intuition is just like, it's just so accessible to them. And it's a good example. And as you see someone living like that, and this is not someone who is destructive, by the way. You may know someone who's like that, who is destructive, but this person is not. This person is capable of building incredible things and helping an incredible amount of people, employing people, or they have like they're an owner or a founder of companies, or they are a teacher or a counselor, or they are in some position of authority. All right, and there's a lot of passion through here. And I think that is someone that you do need to gravitate toward because there's something there for you to learn. And it's possible that they may be the deliverer or the trigger that triggers this epiphany as well. Okay? They're definitely going to get you to think with that Hermit card there. They're definitely going to get you to think. All right. So what comes through for Aquarius in the top row? We have death. Not surprising. We have, what was that one? The Fool. Beautiful. And the last card, we have the Queen of Coins. So death. We know this is a card of change and transformation, evolution. But really it does have a lot to do with the death of our identity and who we have always told ourselves that we are. Aquarius feels like they want to be set free from their old identity. They want to reinvent themselves. They want to... Now, when I say reinvent, I don't mean you want to give everything up. Not even close. In fact, I wouldn't recommend that at all. Okay? Unless like you're in a terribly abusive situation, but most of you are not, hopefully. And so this means it's like a new, unhindered, unencumbered version of you that is more free to speak, that is more free to play, more free to have adventures, and more free to challenge the status quo. And I think that applies both with society at large and your own status quo. You wouldn't truly be an Aquarius if you didn't rebel against yourself once in a while. Okay? Because if you are constantly in this state of, let's take the typical, punk rocker in the 1980s, right? Really against the system, doing the underground scene, that whole thing. It was all like, that was very Aquarian, right? Very on the outskirts, the wallflowers, the people that couldn't belong type of thing. But eventually that just in turn becomes its own identity. And that becomes your own system, if you will, your own man type of thing, right? So you have to rebel against even that sometimes. And I think that's what's kind of happening. There is an inner rebellion happening. But I think this is a beautiful one. I don't think it's chaotic. It doesn't have to be chaotic, and it doesn't even have to rip your life apart. In fact, actually, I like I say, I feel like there's a foundational quality going on with Saturn in your sign right now, making sure that your foundation is solid so that you can push way, way, way beyond what you think is within your capacity. Now, the Queen of Coins is methodical. And so I'm actually liking the queens here, and I don't think this is you. It could be an aspect of you or something that needs to come out, but I think this is being mirrored in other people. Same with the Queen of Wands. All right, there are two people in your life right now that are showing you different things that need to be addressed within your own life. That's food for thought. This person, in contrast to the Queen of Wands, she actually is more patient And she is very good with money as well. And she is faithful and understands that timing is in many ways divine, that you cannot force fruit to be born off of a tree. But she also understands the power of the environment, right? If you have the right soil, the right sunlight, the right water, that tree will flourish. She is very concerned about the environment of her life, her physical body, her family life, her home, right? Her actual physical home, the people with whom she surrounds herself with on an everyday basis, with what she consumes, everything from food to what she watches on TV, what books she reads, what she consumes on social media. She's very concerned with consumption, right? Because she understands that her body is being built every day. Her mind is being built every day. And if she builds it right, she builds it stronger. So when you couple that with the powerful action, intuitive, like really good at strategizing and knowing what to do in the moment, you actually have a powerhouse duo here. And I'm almost feeling like Aquarius right now is absorbing information and qualities from other people that they really, really like and learning how to implement into their own life so they can be like really the best of both. And that may be the new identity that is coming forth with this death and fool energy. Let's see. What else for Aquarius? What else for Aquarius for February 2023? We have the King of Wands. You know, I was thinking about the partners, like those of you who have romantic partners, the Moon. This is going to be one of those cases where a romantic partner is going to have to let you grow and evolve, and they're just not going to really have a lot of say about it. You know, and while of course I know you guys who have established relationships, I know that you can communicate, you know, and you can talk about things and there's no threat of the relationship ending. But I do feel that this is something that Aquarius has to just do for themselves. And your partner may have to learn how to grow because of it. This is one of those, you know, I always say there are two times when we really change, right? We either, the way we change our lives is we either decide to change our life or life changes us. And I think right now, Aquarius, you are choosing to change your life, but life is changing your partner, right? Now, they're strong enough to handle it for those of you who have partners, okay? They're strong enough to handle it, but it may be a very confusing time with that Moon card in the middle. And both of you are going to have to really figure out how to move forward and how to navigate. And it may be a step-by-step kind of deal. Because this, I'll tell you what, this is not fast. So it's not like it's all going to become crumbling down immediately all at once. But it will be a slow evolution, which is probably better for partnerships. But still, your partner has to know that they're on this journey, because if they don't know they're on this journey, 6 months down the road, there may be a little bit of resentment. Communication is going to be so important. And with Jupiter coming into that conjunction with Chiron in your third house, Aquarius, any pain and wounding that you have around communication is likely going to be accentuated, but massive amounts of healing. And actually, this may be a journey that brings two people much, much closer together. As long as this person is willing to grow. Now, I think they are, because a King of Wands generally is. Like, we didn't get the Devil coming out, all right? This person is willing to go beyond, and he is really future focused as well. I love what's happening in the sky right now because the energy shifts from being a little bit more nostalgic to being really future oriented, thinking about tomorrow and next year and the next 5 and 10 and 20 years. And when a King of Wands is confronted with, the notion of moving into the future, I think he gets excited about that and he is willing to evolve. It might be a little bit weird for him because he may not be the one initiating the evolution. I think that is Aquarius. Okay. For those of you who are single, I know that may not apply, but the King of Wands could be another person that is important to you, that you work with, that you have, best friends. It could be a parent, or even a child for some of you. Someone who is along for the ride, but it is your ride. You are in the driver's seat. Now, the Six of Cups is a really sweet card, which is why, if this was not as positive of a card, I might be a little bit stressed about this, but I don't feel stressed. The Six of Cups feels like an incredible gift. That this moment in time and this change that Aquarius is going through is a gift not only to themselves, but it is a gift to everyone else. And I do feel, I think I struggle with talking a lot about soul contracts and things, because I know a lot of people have different views on those things. But I do feel almost that this was a contractual moment. That this growth spurt over the next couple of years that begins right now for Aquarius, it is contractual. Which is why the King of Wands is more than happy to go on this ride. Now, yes, his back is turned to the moon. All right? His back is turned, but I don't think that's because he's rejecting it. I think that's because he doesn't even know that this is happening, which is why communication needs to occur. I feel an education component coming through here, and I don't quite know why. With your growth and your new identity coming forward, I almost feel that someone who thought they were the leader somehow finds themselves in the following position. All of a sudden they think they're ahead of the line, but it turns out the person they thought they were leading is actually doing the leading. So he's officially not really the leader. You are the leader, right? We have the Magus of the voice of light, the Magi, right? He's a magician here, the hermit. Sorry, I just thought I heard something. My cat brought in a lizard earlier, so I want to make sure she's not bringing in anything else. But you're the leader, but from a more spiritual perspective. And something that you are doing here is also likely something that they need to do as well. But they're not going to realize it until they see you doing it. When you shed your skin, oh yeah, there's my cat. No lizard in hand, which is good. When they see you shed your skin, they're going to think to themselves, well, shoot, if my Aquarius is doing it, and look at how well they're succeeding, and look at how they're changing, and maybe they are going to fall more deeply in love with you, or respect you more, or, see a new side of you, that they really, really like, whatever the case may be. It is going to inspire them to go beyond their own boundary too. That's how abundance is really shared, right? When you become someone that is aspirational, people aspire to be like you. And I feel like the King of Wands is definitely going to aspire to be like you. Three of Swords. Ace of Swords. Okay. Really happy Six of Wands came out. For those of you who have significant relationships in your life, again, it does not have to be romantic, so you can fill it in as needed. But there's been something festering. This right here is the reason why, if you don't communicate and they find out that they're on this path and they didn't even know they were on it, and that resentment is going to start to build, right? This is why. Because there does seem to be some kind of a wound at play, perhaps an abandonment wound, some kind of a trauma, right, that they may not have fully processed. I feel that this belongs a little bit to both of you. You have your Three of Swords, they have their Three of Swords. They may not be the same thing, but the Three of Swords here are coming together. And there is a rawness with Jupiter coming into that conjunction with Chiron. There is an exposed feeling. And that Three of Swords is, it's ripe, right? And I look at this Ace of Swords right next to it, and it feels almost surgical to me. It's almost as though we have to like open up your chest in order to pull out these swords and then close that chest back up again so that you can properly heal. It's surgical. It's getting to the real crux of the issue. Yes, there will be triggering moments with all of this. There is no doubt. But again, it is the sweetest gift. And everyone will move away from this situation and move away from these decisions with a sense of victory. That it absolutely is and was for the best. There's no doubt about it. The decisions that are being made now are for the best. There is not a doubt in my mind that Aquarius is making decisions from a really good place. Okay? You don't have to doubt yourself right now. You don't have to second guess. And if you're not getting that burst of inspiration, that is absolutely okay. All that's needing to happen in that case is that you need to like go into these situations just like this, and you need to pull out these swords, and you need to do that little, emotional, psychological surgery there a little bit so that the healing can happen, because this is a massive part of your foundation, Aquarius. Really, really important for your overall success. And I know you have that North Star quality. You have that eye on that goal, which is why this identity is starting to crumble, because the person that is emerging is the person that you have to be in order to go achieve that. You're ready. Not everyone else is, but they're going to get real ready real quick. Okay? But this is going to be okay. This is going to work out well for everybody. It will be one of the best things that ever happened for this relationship. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay? Alrighty, let's pull out the clarifiers. So the cards I'm about to pull out, for those of you who are new, are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. Actually, I feel like I want to switch decks today. So all the information on how to access the comprehensive readings is down below. We usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes or so about all the additional cards. So what else does Aquarius need to know? What the universe needs from them. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Four of Cups. Wow, a lot of cups. A lot of emotion, which is very interesting. This could have a lot to do with Venus coming into that conjunction with Neptune. You are feeling the magic of life. You're feeling that love, okay? So we'll talk more about that in the comprehensive. So we have Queen of Swords over here. A lot of queens in your environment. Pay attention to those queens. Hanged Man. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. So for the Death card, what else does Aquarius need to know about this Death card here? What else does Aquarius need to know? We have the Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Page of Coins. Now for the Fool. Beautiful Ten of Cups. I'm loving the Ten of Cups because it is so much about emotional success. Love the Ace of Wands. Ooh, another Three of Cups. A lot of people involved in your story right now. Beautiful. We have the Lovers. We have the Page of Cups. And the Empress. Now for this King of Wands. Who is this King of Wands? The World. Ooh, another Moon. There's something very evasive about that. And the Sun. Amazing. This is going to work out so well for you, Aquarius. We have the Chariot. Three of Wands. Tower. I actually like the Tower a lot. I really do. Two of Wands for the Six of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Temperance card. Five of Coins. Wow, okay, Five of Swords and the Ace of Cups. The High Priestess. Another Fool card on top of that Ace of Swords. I love it. With Justice. Five of Wands. Three of Coins. And last but not least, ooh, we start and end with the Death card. How weird is that? Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive reading. So for those of you who want to join, again, all the information down below. Thank you all so much. You know, I love and adore you. Have an amazing February, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your February 2023 astrology reading. Now, I have been very excited about February. I personally love Aquarius season for me in my own individual chart. It's fifth house activation for me, so I always feel really amped up during this particular time of year. We don't really have a lot going on astrologically. We have, a few conjunctions, but other than that, everything is just kind of business as usual. We don't have any retrogrades right now, which is amazing. And this is why I had been talking about the end of January, February, and even on into March as being this time of acceleration in our lives. So whatever it is you've been working on, whatever it is you've been strategizing about, this is a time to really start to pump that gas pedal a little bit and to go a little bit harder with things, because I think you'll see a ton of progress with effort that may not feel like such hefty effort. So again, we don't have any retrogrades, right? Mercury is starting to speed up. Mars is also starting to speed up. Uranus is following suit as well. The only thing we really have are these conjunctions. Now, the big one that I think is going to be the most relevant for you, Aquarius, is the Sun coming into his conjunction with Saturn. Now, what this really affords us the opportunity to do is to take our creative spirit, our self-expression, our creativity, our passion, the things that we hold in high regard in our lives, and to couple that with the Saturnine qualities of building things to sustain it. So I know that you've probably been thinking about your life a lot. I think everybody can just feel that change is in the air. That's going along with Pluto coming into Aquarius for the first time in 250 years, okay? Now, he's not like that's happening in March, not happening this month, but we are in that preparation period right now, the month before it happens, to kind of get ready. And I think Sun coming conjunct Saturn it kind of does have a serious tone to it, but it's for the sake of the playfulness in your life. To get serious and disciplined about your schedules, your priorities, about your projects, specifically so that the passions in your life can truly thrive. It will require some dirty work. It is Saturn, right? We got to kind of get in the trenches a little bit, get our hands dirty. For you, this is in the house of the physical body, the first house. So you're going to need to use your body to some capacity. I'm not saying it has to be like, real physical labor, but like if you need to sit down and write some emails, you have to use your physical body to do that. If you want to sit down and, collaborate with people, you have to use your physical body to do that as well. So it is about putting your body into it. Put your whole physical being into your projects, into the passions of your life, and do whatever it takes, right? Saturn, to help push you past this known boundary. That's one thing I love about Aquarius, is it does always challenge us to go beyond. Now, it's not an extreme beyond. I mean, it can be ultimately, but it is still ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology. So it's not necessarily entirely ridiculously beyond what we know, right? We just have to, it's like we know what we need to do, and it's just a matter of doing it. And if it's something we've never done before, it's just us like, here's our world. And then we just sort of expand it just a little bit. And then we familiarize ourselves with that. And then, we do it again. And then we do it again, and we do it again. And before we know it, we're in this entirely new sphere. This entirely new sphere. So it's kind of what I want you to do. If I could leave you with one piece of advice, Aquarius, according to the astrology, is don't sleep on whatever it takes to build and put together a foundation to support the passions in your life. We also have Venus coming into a conjunction with Neptune as well. And that feels, even though this is in the second house and it does have a lot to do with money, so yes, you might be really financially focused right now, but there's also a dream state that's occurring here. Venus with Neptune is very much about beauty and ideals and perfection. And when I say perfection, I don't mean it in like the Virgo type of way where everything has to be aligned just perfect. It's more about just the perfection of the life experience and wanting to go. Now, Pisces is where we really get to go beyond. So she is adding to the grandeur of the passion with the sun, adding to the kind of, I want to say delusion, but it's not delusional. All right. It's a dream so big that maybe it feels impossible or it's not feasible. But then Saturn keeps everything really grounded. I don't think you, specifically Aquarius, are going to be drifting off into outer space here. Saturn keeps things realistic. He keeps things attainable. But the dreaminess here that is being accentuated is important because it gets you to dream bigger, and it fuels the passion of the sun, so that when the sun comes into this conjunction with Saturn, it can then build a foundation that supports that really far out there kind of desired experience. Okay, so it's all working together to get you further, to get you beyond, to get you into new heights of your life. Money is going to be a big part of that dream, so don't be afraid, Aquarius, to dream as big as you possibly can. Okay, don't be afraid to do that. We also have Jupiter coming into a conjunction with Chiron as well. Now, I've been talking about this conjunction for a while, so it's just going to start to build here. It's going to be very slow, and it's not going to come into a full conjunction throughout most of February. So it's just more the building factor. Now, Chiron, as we know, is a planet of wounds and traumas, but he is also a source of our power, because as we heal, right, we kind of develop that really tough scar tissue that actually is stronger than what we had before. So when it comes to our sense of identity with Aries, and for you, Aquarius, this may have to do with communicating or collaborating, brainstorming with people, expressing your ideas, writing things down, whatever the case is. When it comes to those areas of your life, any issue, any struggle that you've had, Jupiter is going to come and illuminate or magnify that, but not for the sake of making it worse, but bringing it to the surface and really like shining a light on it, a really big one, by the way, shining a really big light on this pain so that you can finally heal and you can finally move on from this. Because chances are this Chiron energy has been, I don't know, it's been lurking below the surface, and it's probably one of the reasons why you, A, weren't dreaming as big as you truly wanted to dream, and B, you definitely didn't start to implement things to support those outlandish dreams, right? Because you didn't believe you could have it in the first place. So with the building with Saturn, the dream with Neptune, and the healing with Chiron, and the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter coming in to support these big powerhouse planets, or asteroid in Chiron's case, to support these big placements, this is one of the reasons why there is massive acceleration, because you have all three coming together at the same time, all in 1 month, all the planets are moving direct, and we finally have this like firm footing underneath us to really start seeing changes. Because Chiron has just been like I say, it's been lurking below the surface here, and you know, issues that we have with our sense of self, any physical health issues that we've had as well could certainly be illuminated here too. But Jupiter is like, all right, enough of that. We're tired of being in our pain, or we're tired of being in this state of like hiding. It's time to come out, right? It's time to live life in a bigger way. It's time to live life in a more passionate way, because all the ways that you've been holding back have just simply kept you exactly where you are. But we're not playing that game anymore. As soon as Pluto touches ground in Aquarius in March, that game changes. All right, we're going to start having to go beyond our limits. Excuse me. So we also have Uranus moving direct now as well. Now this portal that I've been talking about, right, the North Node Uranus portal that has really been happening since end of July, beginning of August. We had August, September, October, November, December, and most of January. But this is starting to close now as we have the North Node going this way. We have Uranus going this way. So they're officially moving apart. So whatever changes happened over the past 6 months, I'm not saying that you're immediately seeing the results of those things, and you probably really haven't, but you're about to. Because now that this portal is closed, we have done the restructuring that we've needed to in the place in our charts where it was pretty solid, right? We had to go into those solid places and kind of ruffle some feathers in there specifically to get ourselves out of this, well, I kind of want to say rut, but I don't think everyone perceives themselves as being in a rut. But it was about where you've stood still for a really, really long time, where it was that you were unbending and unchanging. And now you've had that opportunity. And so now we get to start to see the effects of what, of all the changes that you made. You get to start to see the results. And that will come in slowly but surely over the course of the next couple of years. I don't want you to underestimate the power of the small changes that you made over the past 6 months, Aquarius. Please make sure that you understand the big shifts that actually occurred, even though the decisions that you made may feel very small or insignificant. Not small, not insignificant in any way, shape, or form. Okay? We also have Mercury. Let's just finish off with Mercury. Now, Mercury is going direct again as well. He was just in retrograde. So the beginning of February, he's going to start coming out of his shadow phase. And as he does so, he's immediately going to come into this conjunction with Pluto, which I think is the final punctuation on a really substantial narrative that has been powerful in your life, but is officially done and gone with. Honestly, the stories that we tell ourselves really accentuated with a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn and a Mars retrograde in Gemini the past few months. The stories that we tell ourselves, and I think so many people are truly ready to start telling themselves a completely different story about who they are and why they are the way they are and where they're going and what they're capable of. And they do want that freedom from their own mind. And Pluto is really going to put an end to it for sure. Now, I know that Pluto, if you watch that big video that I did, 23 through 26, the big transits specifically focusing on Saturn and Pluto, we know that Pluto is going to be going back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn twice over the next 2 years. And it doesn't officially settle in Aquarius until the very end of 2024. But even so, this is like his really last full stretch in Capricorn right now. So the sun finished it off, and now Mercury is really finishing it off as well. Now, there will be other conjunctions that happen throughout, Pluto's transit, going back and forth between Capricorn. But just the fact that this is the last time before he touches ground in Aquarius in 250 years, what's happening right now is pretty substantive. All right. And it does have lasting results and lasting impact. So this is the final planet, other than the moon, but that's not really a planet. But this is the final planet that comes in contact with Pluto before he comes into Aquarius for that first time. So it is the end of the story. And if you have been wanting to change something about yourself or to heal something from your past, this is probably that final moment where you either say, it's done and I can finally move on, or I'm truly ready, and you will begin to initiate that which needs to be initiated so that you can finally put it to bed. All right. I like the finality that Pluto offers. I really, really do. It is a new era, and we are the month before. It is a new era in our lives. I think a lot of people are feeling so freaking ready. Okay. All right, Aquarius. You guys know I love you. Have an amazing month. And again, happy birthday to all the February Aquarians out there. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care.